Hi, and welcome to Outside the Fence presented by Pit Talk TV. I'm Kyle Shear, and tonight our guests are Franc Beldowski and Todd Snow.
Welcome.
How you guys doing tonight?
Fantastic. How about yourself?
Just living the dream, guys. Living the dream.
Yeah, in below zero weather. Woo-hoo, let's go racing.
What are you guys talking about? It's not cold.
Nightmares are dreams too, right? So
Touché salesman.
Yeah. So let's get this started tonight. So let's start with the first question. How did you guys get into racing?
Hit it, man. Lord knows your uncle.
Everybody knows, yeah. My uncle got me into this. Growing up, grew up at the racetrack. You know, ran around with Steve, watched Steve have fun, realized at a very young age that all I wanted to do was spin the throttle. So
that's not always a good thing, though.
You got to lift at some point.
Not always. It's probably smart, but you don't always have to.
You're a really good setup guy if you don't ever lift through the track.
You lift going into the pits, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Todd, what about you?
My dad was he was actually a drag racer, and I was at my first race when I was about 6 weeks old.
Oh wow!
And my mom was kind of pissed about it, but hey, whatever. So he took me to a dirt track, and then I grew up in the Chicagoland area and went to Santa Fe Speedway a lot.
Okay.
Watching guys like Tony Izzo and Frank Reber, John Provenzano, those guys, and then kind of got away from it. And then when I moved back to the area and when I was in high school, I was always at Rockford. I was there probably 10, 12 times a year. It's just, something that was in my blood. I just wanted to do it. We know a lot of people from bowling that race, like the McCoys and Keith Pierce and Nick Cena, and kind of helping those guys out. Next thing you know, Billy McCoy said, "Hey, you should get a car." And I dropped my drink, and Ashley was like, "Well, sure, get one." And he said, "You should marry her because she's going to let you race."
That's pretty smart right there.
And that was on a Saturday, and I believe Thursday the short tracker was in the garage.
That's good. That's
So we didn't mess around.
There. What year was that you started?
14.
14? Frank, what about you?
Technically, 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
My uncle gave me a shot when I was 15, but
didn't go so well.
No, my discipline level was
very low.
You mean where it's at
Is
now?
there a basement here? Because it was down there.
Yeah. Below it, maybe. Okay. What happened in that? Can you
I
give us
drove
the information?
in, tried to never lift.
Oh.
Come out of 4 and met the in between where the pit wall, your pit entrance is.
Hold it flat.
Caught that with the right rear, and it turned me right into the outside.
Oh, yeah, that's not good. What kind of car was that in?
That was a short tracker.
Okay. Yeah, that was probably smart that he held off a little bit there.
Hey, you got a little better, though, by, this year.
Yeah, kind of got my stuff in line and figured things out. And with his guidance, we were able to pull it off pretty good this year.
Yeah, you had a pretty good season there. So, obviously, I feel like it's pretty obvious how you picked your number with being 61 and Steve, the relation there.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's easy to figure out. But, I mean, Todd, what about you?
Okay, so in school, I was one of the bigger kids. Imagine that. And so the big kids, when they play in sports, they get the bigger numbers.
Okay.
So basically, since third grade, I was 44. And that's always been my number. That's always will be my number. That's the number I have. It's nothing spectacular. Didn't just pick it out of a hat. No, I was 44, and then the next year I was 44. Hey, why not just keep being 44?
Is the jersey that you got the first time, so it just kind of stuck.
And that's the number I've had for 30 years, 35 years.
Okay.
So
now a fan question is, how did you get the nickname Moose? And I'm curious of that too, because I have no idea.
Okay.
You don't look like a moose.
No,
I don't.
The antlers fell off, so
okay.
No, I am kind of a big guy. So I had a buddy that owned a pro shop in Cherry Bowl named Tom Carter. And I was in there, it was about a day like today, cold as hell, so I wasn't really working much at my regular job. So I was helping out the pro shop, trying to learn how to bowl. I wasn't very good at it. I got better, but kind of like racing. And
just takes time sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sea time, alley time, whatever.
Unfortunately, with bowling, you can do the whole maybe I'll hit that optimum beer level and just keep on
exactly.
drinking. You can't do that in racing. It doesn't work.
And so he had a buddy of his that was getting some balls drilled. So he's like, "Hey, can you help him take them out the car?" So I grabbed both stacks of balls. It's 120 pounds worth of bowling balls, and just carried them out the door. And he goes, "You effing moose!" And
so it's just downhill.
So we're talking 15 years now, and it just everybody calls me that. Just whatever.
Okay.
It is what it is. I
figured there had to be
I tried to fight it at first, and then I'm like, wait a second, that's whatever. It is what it is. They're gonna call me whatever they're gonna call me.
Yeah, it's not worth it to fight nicknames
right,
sometimes.
Exactly. So
I had one that
now
stuck
I kind of
on me for a
embrace it.
while.
I got a moose in the car. The race team's Moose Motorsports.
Yeah, I was gonna say
so.
you named your race team after
so
it.
it works fine now.
Yeah. You must kind of like it if you've named the race team after it.
Yeah.
I mean, you had plenty of options there, and you still went with it.
It just kind of the last 10 years has been like, okay, it's even on the roof of the both cars, so
yeah,
it is what it is.
Okay. So now you guys are both married, correct? Mm-hmm. So no, you're not married yet. Sorry. Sorry.
I was married twice, and they didn't let me race, and this one does. So I don't care if we're married or not. She's sticking around. That's all that matters.
She's stuck, right? Regardless.
We got her in a race car too, so that worked out great.
He's got the bargaining chip in the race shop.
Yeah, so. that's a good situation.
Well, I'll be honest with you. The reason she's in a race car is because she got pissed off that I was constantly working on my car. And I said, fine, we'll get you one, put you in a wing woman car. So we got a car from McCoy's.
Okay.
That Taylor was in, a neon, and she went out there, and within about 3 nights, she had it destroyed. So
perfect.
Bought her a
ZX2. That's how you learn.
Bought her a ZX2, and then this year she ended up being a wing women champion in her 3rd year racing.
So she obviously supports your racing. Like I mean,
she is in the shop with me. When we need to be in the shop, she's in the shop. When stuff like I work 80 hours a week, so there's days that he's had to go get my truck and trailer from my shop, and she's driving race cars over, and it's just you can't do it by yourself. You know that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can't. You got to have a support team. You got to have people that are behind you, or you're just going to continually just be banging your head against the wall.
Yeah.
So.
What about you, Frank? How's your wife support it?
Oh, my wife, she understands that any extra money I ever have goes right to the car.
No vacation.
What money?
She went on vacation.
Oh, okay.
I stayed and bought race car parts.
Probably smarter. I mean, vacation. Like
I haven't been on vacation since 2013. I started racing in 14. So
makes sense.
I'm not going to go on a vacation anytime soon either. So
yeah,
I prefer not to go on vacation. My relaxing time is when I get to sit in the shop, crank the music, and work on my car.
So what you're saying is you don't get much done. You just sit there and listen to music.
I get a lot of things preset, and then I got to go talk to the coach and make sure that I'm doing that right.
I just had a vision of you sitting there with like an umbrella and your drink in the shop, you know, just working away, just kind of like, yeah, this is the life.
If that's how
let me get the welder. Yeah, there we go.
If that's how it's done, I'm doing it wrong, because if that's how it's done, he was pretty fast. I'd like to do it that way too.
I mean, you can always figure out a way to work that in, right?
I'm honestly, I've asked and begged for more hours in a day. There's just aren't any. I mean, you went out at 24, you got to start over again. There are days, and with 3 cars between my Bandit, my short tracker, and then Ashley's Bandit, and we racing Wednesdays last year. I mean, I ran 41 features at Rockford Speedway last year.
That's a lot.
She ran like 28.
Okay, that's a lot for both of you guys. That's a lot of work.
So, and she blew a motor in a car, and I blew a motor in a car, and it's just, there's a lot of work. I mean, so working 75, 80 hours a week at my job, and then going spending 40 to 50 in the shop, and then racing 2 nights a week, it gets nuts.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So
now, Frank, you obviously had to deal with family members on track as well. It has to be hard racing against your girlfriend, but you have to deal with your sister, right?
Oh, yeah.
What's that like? I race against my brother, so I kind of know what it's like, and you just want to beat him the whole time, but you got to be nice. How is that for you?
I notice I give her a little bit of room, but as soon as I see that opportunity, I'm like...
One time I didn't, wasn't pretty.
I try to...
We won't go there.
I try to get going and get up front. You know, my mentality, especially... the couple years prior, I knew if I didn't get up front first, I was going to get run over by these fast guys. And then this year I came out with the mentality of, this is mine. I'm the fast guy this year. This is my territory. Yeah. So I came out and I just wanted to, you know, I could afford to wait 4 or 5 laps, let things kind of play out, and then pull the trigger and take off.
Yeah.
So getting around my sister, I'll give her a lap or so, and then I'm like, all right, I got to go.
Yeah. Now, I feel like you guys should trade cars sometimes.
I'd be in on that. Her car's built just as well as mine.
No, because I know what's in that 7 car, too. We are actually teammates, along with Odie. We're all on the same team. We're all underneath Steve's umbrella of guidance.
Of wisdom.
Yeah.
Of guidance.
The wisdom umbrella.
And, hey, he got me. I ran my fastest lap ever at short track. I ran a low 5. And there's no way that I run that without Steve and Frank's help.
Okay.
I mean, we are a team through and through. We do everything we can to help each other.
That's awesome.
I mean, when we're on the track, it's all about, hey, we're not going to wreck each other by no means. We're going to race each other hard. Like the first time we were teammates, and someone decided that he needed a cushion off of 4 and used my driver's door, but these things happen. And,
I waved.
He waved as he's going sideways down the front stretch, but anyway.
It happens. I mean.
But we work really well together. I mean, Steve is the guidance he gives everybody that he wants us all to be in victory lane.
Yeah. Steve's a great guy in that.
He is. He's amazing, and he can drive anything. It's fun racing with him. I mean, I like racing with him.
That's
when
that's
he's
one
out
of my
there
favorite
and
things.
the other short tracker, he's out there. So there was nights all four of us are out there.
Yeah, I remember Steve running a couple of races. How do you two like running against each other?
Oh, I have a blast. I like running against people I know because
Right.
Some
I
people
can
don't.
predict. I can predict
we know
how they're
what
going to
we're gonna
react
do.
and what they're going to do.
And it just we know we're not going to wreck each other. We're going to race each other.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like with my girlfriend. I've told her a million times. Listen, you ever pull your car over to let me get by you, I will park your shit.
There's going to be a day where you're like, man, I wish you'd just pull over right now.
But you know what? If I'm not fast enough to get around her, that's on me, not her.
Yeah, no.
I think there was a day where she was pushing you down the front stretch sideways.
Back
wasn't there?
stretch, yeah. She got me on. She hooked me on. She got hooked. She got pushed.
Where's she
into
at?
me.
We need to bring her in, I feel like.
She's
I wish
actually
she
at
was
the
here.
Ice Hogs game tonight. But
Terrible choice.
there was a night that she got pushed by Cassidy Frisch into me, spun me around, and then T-boned me in the driver's door, which was brand new, by the way.
Just finished that bumper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Frank had just put the bumper on it, and she pushed me halfway down the backstretch, and all the tow truck guys were like, "No, I'm not touching that. Nope, that's a family thing. We're not dealing with that. Nope, Todd's gonna be sleeping on the couch." And the thing is, it was on the first corner of the first lap. So we do a complete restart, and she hits me, and she's T-boned me, and I'm looking out the window because he just did fix the bumper. We just put a new radiator in the car, and she still had to run her wing women feature. I'm looking at it going, is everything? There's nothing leaking. Okay, we start, get back, get out of my way. What the hell are you doing? We start screaming at each other. She backs up. We have a complete restart, and on the restart, I was gone by the time I ended up winning that feature too. I think it was the smoke underneath the helmet, but I ran away from her being that feature. But
Scared of her?
yeah, it wasn't the first time she hit me.
I'm always scared of the women.
Whoa.
She took me out at the Dells like 2 years ago. We were up at the Dells.
When that happens, do you think, all right, what did I do at home to make this have to happen?
I was gonna say, are you abused at home? Ashley's gonna beat me now.
Yeah. We're all gonna be watching our backs.
So
now.
like we're up there and it's like the fourth lap, and I get sideways. I go through the rumple strips and knock the toe in. The car's just junk, and there's like 3 to go, and we get a caution, and then it's green white checkered up there. So we go green white checker, and I'm coming to the white flag, going into 1 and 2, and I get squirrely. Next thing you know, I'm going up the track. What the hell? And I look in the side mirror, and here she's going by me, and she just pushed me right up the track. So we go around, take the checker. We coming off the track. She parks her car on the trailer, and she's like hiding in her car.
Scared?
I drive by, and I had broken ribs at the time. I'm laughing so hard I can't even breathe.
That's not good.
and I get a car, and then we were up there with George Sparkman and that whole group of guys, and they're just high-fiving her, laughing at me, and it was hilarious. But
That's awesome.
That's things that I get to do. I get to race with her every night. I mean,
Yeah.
that's something you can't. It does suck when she hits the wall or I hit the wall, and you want to see her pretty little blonde head pop out of the car. Like when she hit the inside crib 2 years ago, she crushed it.
Yeah.
I mean, she put the left front wheel 8 inches into the floorboard.
Oh man,
So-
that's tough. I've been there with my brother, and it's a scary moment when you're in the car and you know that they've wrecked, and you have to sit there and be like, all right, are they okay? Which normally I just assumed my brother was okay, and I always had to think of my mom.
I actually stopped in turn 1. Right. Yeah. I actually stopped in turn 1. I got the race director screaming at me, and I'm like, I unplugged my earphone. Listen, I don't care as long as. And then she popped her head out. We had our little conversation. Listen, if one of us wrecks, we need to get out of the car. Listen, I don't care about all the rules and stuff, but just get out of your car. So everybody, your mom's in the stands too, and your son's in the stands. So let's get out of the car. Make sure you're walking around. Everybody knows you're okay. It's the same thing with him. The opening night last year, we wrecked together. And first thing I do is I hop out of my car and make sure he's okay. You know?
Yeah.
He was pissed, but he was okay.
I was
Unhappy.
I was at a 12 out of 10 scale on that one.
Wow, that's what happened there to make you be at
I was
a 12?
I was fast.
I
I
mean-
think I qualified decent that night, so I started in the trunk, and all of a sudden everybody wadded up, and I was almost to a stop right before his bumper. And
He
then
did stop. Yeah,
I did
you tapped
stop.
me, and then Aaron just plowed you.
Aaron he went to make a move to try and dodge it, caught me in the left rear, and I mean just folded my left rear up to pass my quarter window.
So it was
man.
Frankie's bumper, my right rear tire, his left front tire. He
My
actually
bumper
flipped his
hopped
bumper over my right rear tire.
Wow.
So me and him are out there bouncing cars,
We're trying to pull the cars
unhook 'em.
apart.
Yeah.
Like,
That's never a good situation to be in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm good to go. Get me back in the car.
I get in the car and the steering shaft's broken. Like, this is bad.
Yeah, that's a bad night.
Well,
So now, to kind of stray away from the racing a little bit, what do you guys do during the off season when you're not working on your race cars?
there's an off season.
Build more race cars.
Well, there's an off season.
So I took off about a month from Bahama brackets to Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I've been working on race cars 3 to 4 nights a week.
Oh, wow.
Ever since.
Okay. What about you, Frank?
I used to get, when I worked down south of our race shop, I'd come in every night and work at the race shop till I got a phone call that it's time to go home. And then,
Getting in trouble?
yeah, now I work.
Dinner's getting cold. It's been sitting here.
Oh, I told her I'll still eat it. It can get heated up. I can still eat
Just
the same
leave it in the
thing.
microwave.
But now that I work up in northern Wisconsin, all over Wisconsin, I don't get down to my race shop every night like I used to. Normally, Friday nights I go down there, Saturdays, Sundays, spend that working on the cars.
Okay.
It's going to change during race season because...
That's going to be tough if you're working up in
Oh,
northern
no, I'm
Wisconsin.
telling them I'm leaving at 3 every day so I can go work on the race cars.
Yeah. That's maybe smart. I don't know.
Fire me at your own risk.
So this is a fan question. Are you guys ever going to give your crew chief time off so he can go racing?
No.
Sorry, Steve.
Let him go racing. I want him to race. I enjoy racing
I
against
tell
him.
you what.
If I don't get a full-time deal on what I want to do, I want to go bounce around with him because he's one of my favorite people to race.
Yeah.
To watch, Steve's like one of those guys that you know when he's in a race car and he's got good equipment and
It's gonna be
he's
a show.
competitive. He can wheel with the best of them. There's no 7 ways about it. I mean, he took a short tracker this year that was probably
Shouldn't have got out of the O's.
and he's up there wheeling he's wheeling it. I mean, he's just naturally talented, and I'll be honest with you, Frank's got just as much skill as he does. Frank behind the wheel of a race car, it's fun to watch. I mean, I know he's jumping this year to play with the late models, and he's gonna be. I mean, he's not going to be with the super fast guys like Johnny and Michael and you, but he's going to be up there.
Who?
Yeah, and DJ's getting faster every week, and he's going to have some new stuff. And I mean, but Frankie's going to be there because they can wheel the hell out of a race car. I mean, that's just all there is to it.
Yeah.
Him and Steve, and I mean, there's a lot of guys in the late models and in Sportsman that can just wheel a race car. I mean, that's just all there is to it. No matter what you put them in, they're gonna wheel it.
For sure. I've gotten to race against Steve a lot, and
Right.
he's a lot of fun to race against, and he races you with respect. So that makes it a lot.
If you race him, he'll race you with respect. If you don't, trust me.
Yeah,
he'll
you don't want to be. You
he's
don't want to
gonna-
be on the
he's
opposite
gonna
side.
punt
the backstreet sideways.
So now that Todd has brought up the late model, Frank, do you care to give us some information on that?
It all depends on what the beginning of the season looks like. We are building another toy.
Okay, a toy.
It's a toy. They're all toys to me.
Do you want to specify a little bit better?
It is a late model.
Okay.
We well, let me say I am stealing all of my uncle's parts, leftover parts that he's got sitting around to put together this late model.
Technically, they're not laying around if you take them off the car.
Yeah, no, that's not laying
That's
around.
a 50-50. Is the car bent?
If you take them off the car, it's not borrowing, it's stealing.
Yeah.
But I do have his permission on the
So
parts
make
I
sure
do
his
have.
name's on the side of the car.
Yeah.
I guarantee you he'll be in that seat. I bet you money he'll be in that seat. Probably. He was real notorious, especially my first couple of years racing. He wanted to go shake it down first.
Yeah.
Me, I'm like,
Hey, there's
my
nothing-
given level is down
nothing
here.
wrong with
I'm
that.
going to drive it whether the wheels are coming off or not.
Yeah.
So we're thinking about building. We've got that one we're building.
Okay.
Hopefully, my goal is sponsors willing. We're out there looking. We need a little help to go run the season.
Yeah.
And I can build the piece. Just got to help keeping it going through the season.
That'd be awesome to see you out there in a late model. So I
ever
hope it
since-
happens.
Ever since I ran his at practice, I realized that it's a lot funner using your right foot to adjust the car than it is just planting it to the floorboard.
Yeah. I've never driven a short tracker, so I don't know what
I
that's
got one.
necessarily
You can go
like.
jump in it.
Well, we can do a trade maybe one day. So we might be able to work
Take
that
him
out.
up on that now.
He barely fits into my seat.
I do
so
fit in the seat though.
barely.
I don't, so I am.
It's a little snug.
But
So for the 2019 season, then for both of you guys, I mean, Todd, let's talk about your plans.
full-time short tracker, full-time bandit. We got one goal, and that's to put her in victory lane every night. Both cars. We got really mad at our money, and we've upgraded a motor and a short tracker.
You don't want the money, just keep giving it.
I
Just
mean,
keep
it's
pouring
just
it
like,
out.
I mean, I could either set it on fire or I could just keep putting it in the car.
Yeah,
So we
you
just
can't
keep
take
putting
it
in the
with
car.
you anyways, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like I told Ashley, so we're never going to be broke, but we're going to have a hell of a good time. while
Yeah,
we're doing it.
exactly.
So we're going to run, she's going to run full bandits, full wing women. Not quite sure what Rockford's whole situation is. There have been rumors that there's no Wednesdays. We'll see what the actual schedule is when it comes out. But more than likely, we're going to be at Rockford every night that there's racing. Those are the plan is short tracker championship or bust or bandit championship. This year I finished second in Wednesdays and Saturdays in the bandit. The thing's fast. The 1-3 features, fast time 6 times. The car's fast.
Yeah.
We just got to have some better luck. I mean,
Do you see yourself traveling outside of Rockford maybe too?
you know what? The first 2 years ago I did that. I ran the whole Midwest Dash Series. Ran up to Toma, Marshfield, Golden Sands, a couple times in Madison. You know, I did that. Rockford's home. My shop is 2 tenths from my shop door to my pit.
Can't you literally just drive the cars?
We do
there?
drive
Yeah.
the two bandits are driven to the track, and that's because it's a private road, so no one can say anything. But it's actually
Short enough. I don't think cops will
Right.
ever sit there anyways.
It's 2 tenths.
They do.
Is Steve Dixon watching?
It's 2 tenths from my shop door to my pit pad. So
That's rough.
and the problem
of fuel
part of the
cost.
whole reason we even got our shop where it is because I didn't want to have 3 cars and have to haul them to the tractor.
Yeah, that gets hard.
And-
I've done that with my racing operation before,
Right,
where I
and
was
that's
running
just-
a mid-am car, a late model, doing all of that.
Yeah,
It's tough.
It's rough. So the plan is bandits and the wing women for Ashley, bandits and short tracker for me.
That would be cool.
I did it last year. I think there was 8 nights I ran both cars.
Yeah, it's fun doing double duty. It's a lot of fun.
It was fun except for the nights when it was 85 degrees and 100% humidity.
I think that gets more fun.
No.
What can you take?
I got out of the car when I won the bandit the figure 8 night. I won the bandit feature, and I got out of the car after running 25 laps in the short track and 20 laps in that car, and I was ready to just start drinking because it was a rough.
Well, we need to get
working.
you in a late model then, so you can do the
No.
76 lapper.
See, I
Listen,
wanted more.
I'm
laps.
mad at my money, but I'm not that
Not
mad
that
at
mad?
my.
Okay.
I wanted more laps in the short tracker. I'd get 25 and I went, we're done?
That's
What?
it.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm
I
still ready to go play.
I've had an opportunity to purchase a Sportsman, and I'm at the point where I don't have to. I have great sponsors, and let's be honest, sponsors are huge. I have some amazing sponsors, and they.
Care to share?
You can ask them. They love me for some reason. I don't know what the deal is.
Won't work out for me,
Right.
I'm sure.
And but those sponsors allow me to do what I do, and still enjoy racing. I mean, late model guys, I don't know how you guys do it. I mean, the actual cost of a late model,
Ramen noodles.
ramen noodles.
One meal a day.
Like
You
I said, we're not eating lunch
upgraded.
this week.
I mean, a lot of the late model guys, I don't understand. I mean, you gotta have great sponsors in that too, but the initial cost is, say you get a turnkey one for 10 or 12, 15 grand. But then next thing you know, you hit the fence and there's $3,000.
It does add up pretty quick
And
on
you
the
know
late
what?
model side.
And I hit the fence. I can go to O'Reilly's and pick up most of the parts for the front end of my car.
Yeah,
It's
that's where Frank's lucky because he can just go take Steve's parts.
Right. Eventually, you keep hitting the fence, he runs out of parts. Though.
No, I got a goal. Don't hit the damn
Yeah,
fence.
you will. Don't worry. So now,
Oh, yeah. It's inevitable.
Frank, with you possibly running the late model, do you see yourself traveling with that, or you think? What are your goals? Are you just going to run Rockford?
It all depends. If I can, I've got a guy I've been talking to, and he was with us last year. And if what he wants is to run Rockford, we will run Rockford.
Okay.
Drop his name.
If it is Iconic Energy,
There
they
you go.
helped me out immensely last year. They helped everything on the car, along with Todd, my uncle, my family, my wife. You know, everybody worked their butts off last year to get me that championship.
That's a team, man.
That is a team. We all work together, and every night in Victory Lane, we were all in Victory Lane.
That's cool.
We had a good time. If they come along to move on to the next series with us, or next group with us, we will run Rockford weekly. That's my goal. I like Rockford. It's my home track. It's easy to get to. You have a great time. I know everybody there.
Yep.
If those plans don't go through, might bebop around and just go race for W's.
Okay. Would you consider maybe taking the short tracker and maybe running it the Midwest Dash Series? It's still around. It's under new ownership, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
The Midwest Dash Series was purchased by Drew Jock,
who
also owns the Midwest Compact Series, and they
Okay.
kind of combined them. So basically, what they did is they allowed the rear-wheel drive or short trackers to be in that division now.
Okay.
I believe they have 9 dates, including they will be at Rockford for a Saturday night where we will be able to run the short trackers there. They were here this past season, and it was invite only for the rear-wheel drive. So I actually ran my Bandit in that.
Okay.
And I think I was 8th in my Bandit.
Yeah. Why not? Why didn't they like you, Frank?
Well,
What did you do?
He's kind of fast.
That's the guy that you want there, though.
Yeah.
It gives everyone a target.
I'll race anything I can, anytime
Yeah.
I can.
I mean, I guess I don't know the rules of it either, so I don't know why.
They basically they let George Sparkman in because he ran the whole Midwest Dash Series.
Okay.
And they're kind of trying to see what kind of judging how that's going to affect the running against front wheel drive cars, which it's no different. Jefferson allowing in the international division last year, they allowed the rear wheel drive cars, and then Scotty Haig went and won the championship. It didn't kind of pissed him off. But these things happen. But you know, unfortunately for us, just like the Roadrunner division and in our division with the short trackers is we're running out of parts.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually there's going to be. I mean, you can go down a left-hander and buy whatever you need for a late model.
I make most of my stuff myself.
Or you can go to, you know,
Yeah.
you can get some RCH help.
Yeah.
And they can put your car together. But you know, like for us, if you tear something up, you know, I'm constantly on you know, Craigslist looking for fenders. And you know, stuff like that.
That gets tough.
80s Fox bodies and early 90s Fox bodies are starting to disappear.
You're telling me there's not many of them around anymore?
No.
You know, at one point I had 10 of them, and then I had to sell a bunch. And
did you sell them or did you hit a bunch of stuff?
no, I sold them.
Okay, all right. Just
And
wanted
then
to
I
make
used to have
sure.
a pile of transmissions, but then I started putting those into cars, and now I'm out of transmissions.
Yeah, it happens.
I did have 3 sets of fenders, but I believe there's a set on your car and there's a set on the 01 car.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is another fan question here. I'm going to direct this more towards Frank, but can DJ Smith have your crew chief?
I told him. I think we spoke about this earlier. I said he can have my crew chief. If his car's faster than mine, though, I'm gonna have to take that though.
Oh, oh man, that could be something right there.
I got
We'll
no
have
problem
to-
with my uncle helping everybody. I mean, he's
Yeah.
always been an open book. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
DJ knows
Yep.
that. He's gonna give you the information because he believes it should be driver to driver.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You say that now, but then all of a sudden, like he's gonna help somebody out that wasn't good at all, and then they're gonna be beating you.
It'll be
and
mid-season, and I'm like, "Why are you helping me?
Yeah.
Why? That's my setup."
Yeah. Don't give that out. Why'd you give him that? I've been there. I've dealt with that with the mid-am cars with my dad. He'd give the setups to everybody, and then all of a sudden I'm racing against the guy, and it's like he wasn't even in the feature last week, and now he's up here racing for second.
Now I've got his paint all over my back bumper.
Yeah. So that gets tough. So what how do you deal with having all the cars, both of you? I know we've kind of touched on it, like, but that's still a lot to deal with every single week. Like between you have the 3 cars, Todd, and then you have how many cars in your shop between the vintage cars,
17.
like vintage cars, late models, and I know everyone in your shop works together. How do you guys handle that?
Our vintage cars are all owned by S&H Auto. Keith, he helps us out a ton. I mean, he's another one of my sponsors. He keeps us going.
Yeah.
And
He's a great guy.
he's an awesome guy. Just down to earth. You know, all he wants to do is race. He wants to see people race and
He
be a
wants
part
to
of
see his
racing.
equipment in Victory Lane. That's
Yep.
what he wants.
And me and Steve,
Well, I mean, everyone wants to see that, though.
me and Steve run his
some
vintage
great
cars, and that was the most fun I've ever had in a race car is running those vintage cars.
Really?
Because there's no pressure. You're just out having fun.
That's awesome. Like, that's when you usually have the most fun, is when there's no pressure. Everyone's out there with the same goal, just to have some fun. And obviously racing, like, you still want to win, but I feel like the Vintage Series, it's not the end of the day if you don't. So that has to be a lot of fun.
It's a blast to me, especially racing against my uncle. I mean, Madison under caution, we're just sitting there tagging each other's bumpers.
That's awesome.
Knocking each other in the door and then keep going.
So do you plan on running the vintage cars this year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Especially since there's some vintage changes going on, and I got given a little more horsepower, hopefully, here.
Oh.
Steve.
Uh-oh. I think Steve is just called out right there.
So hopefully I'll get something with a little more horsepower and give him a run for his money.
Okay.
Not when he pulls up next to me, waves, and then takes off.
Just make your car really wide. Just go back and forth the whole time.
Right. Well, there is no width rule, so by rights I can just get the widest offsets I can get, and we're going to throw 3/4 of an inch of spacer on each side.
Just build something that once you get out to the lead, you can just like have it fling out, and then suddenly nobody can get around you. I feel like that would be the best route. Right. Probably. More than likely. I feel like that'd be a good idea.
I like a good challenge. I like when somebody comes up and starts pushing my bumper. And
so where all did you run with that vintage car then?
We ran Rockford and Madison is where I ran. He ran Rockford, Madison, South Bend. He had a good time with it. That was my first time at Madison ever. And I come into Madison and just first corner in there in practice, I'm like, yeah, we're going to need more rear brake. And I just start cranking rear brake into the car.
That's awesome.
And by the end of the practice, I come into the corner and it started skipping out on me. Like, one turn back towards the front. All right, we're good.
Little bit too much. Just a little bit. So, what's it like being able to just go to your shop and just grab things in the middle of the night, being right next door to it? Is that nice? Or do you find a problem with people coming up and asking you for favors all night?
No, people don't come up and ask me for favors very often. I don't know why.
Really?
They ask me for favors at the track because I have just racing with George Parkman for a year and a half. You learn that you have everything you need in your trailer.
Yeah.
If something breaks, you should probably have it in your trailer.
Usually.
And the one time I didn't have the part when I snapped an axle up at Slinger, and he did have one, and then he let me know that he had one. So having the shop that close, it's helped. I mean, last year at Bahama Brackets, I got wiped out in the bash. It's 22 degrees out. There's guys on the other cars with tarps and heaters and crap, and I drive the car over to the shop, and Frank and I put it back together.
That makes it really nice.
I mean, it's 70 degrees in the shop. It's beautiful in there. It's balmy. I mean, I might sleep in there tomorrow. It's my house.
Do you get forced to sleep there ever?
Well, let me tell you something.
Like you've talked about after some races and like getting in wrecks and you two wrecking like with each other. Have you ever like just been like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna stay here tonight?
She gets mad when I stay at the shop. There's been a few nights that I've had a few adult beverages with a few people.
No, never happened.
Jerry Guiley,
DJ
Johnny Reynolds.
No.
Helped Susie put the boards up at the beer garden.
They don't do that. You're lying.
There's a few times that had happened, and it is a beautiful thing when I don't have to leave track property to get to my shop.
Yeah.
And just go there and, hey, I got an office in there with a couch and a lazy boy, and I'm not afraid to go sleep it off. And hey, everybody's good.
That's awesome.
It's, hey, listen, a lot of guys are, oh, you got your shop right there. Listen, it's not free. I have to pay for that shop. It's not given to me. It's part of the deal. The guy that actually owns my shop, he races the high-speed go-karts.
Okay.
And so there's days I'll be over there and he'll come over, and his name's Mike. He'll come over there and hey, Mike, grab a beer, and I'm working on cars and stuff. He just jumps right in and helps me out. I mean,
that's cool, and that's nice.
That's the kind of landlord you need. I mean,
yeah.
It makes it a lot easier.
I think we snagged his welder a couple times.
We have stolen his welder. As a matter of fact, I bought his other welder so we could do things like fix stuff. But
JB Weld's not going to work. I need a real welder.
Yeah, I need something that's actually going to really hold.
Like I said, I have Frank and I are teammates along with Melody, and it's a big family. I mean, with Steve and all of us, we all do everything to help each other.
Yeah.
And you know that I'm the kind of guy that championship night in the Bandit on Wednesdays. Cassidy Frisch gets an accident in the heat race, bends a tie rod. I don't have the tie rod on me because my wife or my girlfriend smashed enough tie rods in the ear.
You might as well just say wife. I mean, let's
is
be
my,
real.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's your wife.
In the racing world,
that is your wife.
In the racing world, I've kind of found after you've been together for long enough, even if you're not married, it still gets called your
we
wife.
got 6.5 years together.
Yeah.
She's been with me longer than anybody else. So
one of you two is stuck with each other. I don't know who's stuck with who.
I hope I'm stuck with her because she's amazing, and I would not be able to race if I didn't have her. We work so well together. It's amazing.
That's good. That's awesome.
I mean, there's some relationships that, I know a bunch of guys at track. You probably do too. That hey, their wife's like, hey, okay, you're done racing. Get your ass home.
Yep.
It's time to be home. And
No fun.
Sunday you're on mine. Well, I hit the fence last night. I got to fix. Oh
Yeah.
no, you're gonna be home, and
That gets tough.
She understands. She gets it. She gets it. And there's certain things that have to be done. We get in the shop. We do them. I mean, she's not gonna go in there and fix a lot of stuff, but she's there getting wrenches.
Yeah.
Flashlight, holding this, and get in the car, turn the wheel, make sure we're stuff like that.
That's a huge help right there.
So back to championship night with Cassidy. They needed the tool. Well, with Ashley knocking enough tie rods off, I just bought the tool from O'Reilly. I got tired of renting it.
Needed it. Figured it's going to help out.
So championship night, here I am. I'm going in the feature. I was 6 points behind her. So if she doesn't start the feature, I win the championship on Wednesdays.
Okay.
I hand her the tool. She fixes her car. That's just the way I am. So if someone comes up to me and says, hey, Todd, listen, if you come up to me and say, Todd, listen, I got this bracket broke on my car. Can we go up? Guess what? You're gonna.
Well, I'm like a half mile away now, so I don't have to do that.
David, go get your golf cart and take Kyle over to my shop.
Yeah.
I mean, just stuff like that, because when it comes down to it, we all got to help each other out.
Yeah.
But we're not all gonna be here anymore.
Racers, they are a big family, and it's crazy the people that will come and help someone out, even though last week they hated the guy. Like
I've had rivals give me parts.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a night that he blew the distributor out of his car. I had a distributor, Aaron Rude, had a coil for him. Next thing he goes out and says fast time, beats us both. But you know what?
That was the fastest time.
I would have been taking my parts back.
I ever ran.
Wait a second. I put distributor back to that my car. You
thing
can
is,
have mine.
Aaron, great guy. Love racing with Aaron. Had a great year with him.
He's a blaster.
He gave me, the only coil he had was a stock Ford Pinto coil or Ford Mustang coil. I slapped that stock one in there, and he come back a couple weeks later. He goes, hey, you got that coil? I'm like, still in the car.
I'm still using
it's doing
it.
Great.
Thanks, Aaron. I won days.
Thank you, Aaron.
I need to keep this because it's doing really well.
Your name's going on the side of the car.
Yeah.
As a special thanks.
He probably just doored you, gave a little donut. That was his signature.
Me and Aaron raced great. We'd get together.
After opening night.
We would both.
Opening
night, we were both trying to feel out who was going to be fast.
I don't think you realized you were as fast as you were. Just kind of like the second night.
We had a conversation about it.
I don't think I was 4 times quicker than I ever been this year.
Okay.
And I don't think Nick realized I was that much faster. Next thing you know, he came into 3 and he thought he was clear and he wasn't. And he wasn't even in my. Took the right rear tire into my left front and flattened the tire. And next thing you know, he's spinning in front of me. Just kind of like him and Aaron got together on the backstretch. I don't think Aaron realized.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a second. He's a lot faster than he was last year.
Both those guys have been around doing it for a long time, so I mean, it's probably a bit of a shock for them.
But this year in a late model, though, he's probably going to go sideways a few times.
I'll be sideways. I guarantee you that.
I mean,
Luce is fast.
I kind of look forward to hopefully maybe racing against you a time or two, just so I can be in front of you for a whole lap, giving you the bird.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Because I'm going to follow your line and figure out a better one.
I wouldn't recommend doing that. My line isn't exactly right half the time. So I just go wherever the car is right.
Have you ever watched my line? Generally, it's like this.
Yeah.
Did you see Cal race the last 2 nights of the year?
Well, if he races like that, I should be in front of him.
His line is the flat part off of 4. You don't want to be there.
What are you talking about? I was on the flat part of 4.
Talking crap.
Man. Well, now I'm gonna need to run
We're
your.
gonna have to go back to the
Comes in
go-kart
that
race.
box,
We're gonna have to
blows
go back to the
you off the
go-karts.
car.
Oh, you want to go to go-karts? So,
Yeah, we're gonna go
Frank,
Go-karts, we're not talking
Frank,
about
this is an important question. I've seen it in the comments. Will you ever make it out of the B main at the Ruby's Rampage?
If I can only get lucky enough. I get the fast cart when it comes to the B main. Qualifying and practice, no. We're going to have the slowest piece of crap with bearings.
So
falling
what
out.
you're saying is you
suck.
need good equipment or else you're not fast.
I don't know. I
B
just
main.
suck in general.
I
But
need to lose 50 pounds. And then go faster.
DJ can protest on this one with me. You get the
Nope.
right cart and you're going to win.
No, I don't.
No,
I don't
DK
think
got out
that's.
there and was whipping ass last time he was out there.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
No,
We're
I'm sorry.
talking
I was
about.
wrong. That was just all DJ. DJ's
See,
just that good.
it seems like Frank. It seems like you sandbag all day, and then you get to the B main just so you can win something.
I just want to feel special.
Wow.
I
Oh,
wanna be
okay.
number one.
You should have
Whether
brought
I'm gonna be
your.
number one in the slow race or the fast race. I'm still number one.
You should have brought your B main medal with you.
I should have. I should have rocked both of them.
I was actually gonna
rock both of 'em.
have a hat made for you
Both of
that
'em.
said B main.
I still got the dollar.
champion.
The dollar you bet me I wouldn't run faster than a 7, I think it was.
Oh,
I beat
man.
it in the
I-
first lap.
That still that stings a little bit. So
I gotta
You
tell
can win
though,
it back. There's always
with
opportunity.
that group of people that we have doing that, it's a blast. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all great people, and Steve and Odie kind of got that together, and we have a blast in that thing.
yeah. Oh, we
Really
got
do.
an interruption here. DJ Smith, ladies and
That's what
gentlemen.
the A-main
He
looks like.
yeah.
B-main looks the same unless
Champion.
You,
No,
special
the
one.
B main does not look the same at all.
It looks the same minus the trophy.
the B main looks like a lot of
Pays 20
disappointment
25
in Frank's
cents,
eyes.
And thanks for coming.
Needless to say, my wife shunned me that night. No.
Oh man. Do you even get to sleep on the couch, or do you just have to like
Didn't
sleep
she-
in the
well,
Well,
ditch?
I've got my own guest bedroom.
Oh,
when
okay.
anybody
Did she
really pisses me off,
out-qualify
I
you
go hide
one
in there.
time?
Oh.
No. I've never
It-
been
so-
out-qualified by her.
So we've talked about Todd and his girlfriend / wife racing. When's yours?
I honestly, the last go-kart run, I looked at her, I watched her run, and I'm like, you know what? She's kind of actually handling herself out there. So I need to find a little Hornet or something, or a
Throw her
Wing
in
Women.
Bandit. Let's go.
Throw her in something.
I'll show
I
her
want to
the
see
line.
what she does.
I mean, now that
What's
you're
the
going,
worst she's gonna do? She
now that
can't
you're
hurt
going
me
late
worse
model
than I do.
racing, you're gonna have an American short tracker just sitting there. Let's get her a
I
seat.
could
And,
throw her in it.
No.
no, why
Let's
not?
see what she says. Tiffany, you want to race? Let's do it.
I'm waiting for the response now. Let's see if we get
I
one.
was gonna say, let's see what she says. We're gonna do this live.
So while we're waiting for that response, we actually have a gift certificate to give away from Left-Hander Chassis. The first person to write the correct answer in the chat is you guys can't answer.
Damn.
You guys don't get it.
Can we give away the answer?
No, you can't. 'Cause I don't know if you've seen what's on here.
No,
I haven't seen
nothing.
anything.
I
Phone's
can't
off.
even read.
So I feel like we should disallow Steve Rubeck from winning this as well.
What?
Do
He's got to
we-
pay for Frank's parts.
I mean, I don't know. Do we allow Steve Rubeck to win?
I
He's
think
not
Steve
here?
should be
Okay.
able to win, totally.
Okay. Well, then Steve Rubeck is in on this.
Quick, text him the answer.
So someone already answered 3. It is not 3. It should be for Dale, but it's not. So the $50 gift certificate to Left-Hander Chassis. The first
Thank you,
person
Wayne.
again to write it into the comments wins. The question is, let's see here. I gotta read this. I didn't read this beforehand. I should have.
By the way, the wife says she's in.
So Left-Hander has built almost 3,000 chassis since they first started serial numbering their chassis in 1987. Chassis number 1,000 was sold to a Rockford Speedway racer in 1998. Who is the driver plus any other info you may know of it? Do we get anybody?
Let's see.
We've got a 3 for Dale, a 7. That's not right.
It had some
You're
sevens.
way off. The car that year, it actually won short track.
What color was it? I can't even do that.
As I said, I don't even know. So we got an answer.
Oh.
Oh, we should. Man,
And you called it.
oh, well, we got some background info in it. Steve Rubeck wins. He wins the gift certificate.
Mr.
It
Bags.
was Brian Bagwell.
Bags.
The car actually made its rounds for a little bit with a couple of different people. As someone stated, Ryan Carlson raced it, I believe, after Brian owned it. It ended up in Ryan Carlson's stable, and then Brian Bagwell actually got it back, and now it is the chassis that Matt Lundberg is still driving today.
Won a feature after this year.
Yeah, he's still winning it. Like, Chassis 1000 is still out there winning races, and people say you got to have the newest stuff and everything up to date, and you don't.
I made
That's
worn-out
proof.
stuff look good.
I don't know about that, but
Good touche. That worn-out go-kart didn't look very good.
it happens. It happens, though. So that's why I felt like we should have pulled Steve Rubeck out of it, because I knew he was going to know it right away.
Yeah, he knows 99% of every car.
He knows everything.
But we'll give it to him. We'll give it.
I mean,
so.
when you've been in racing for, 40-something years,
Yeah,
you know pretty much
oh
everybody's car.
man,
Careful,
you might have
careful.
just lost your crew chief.
Sorry, Steve. Love you,
That's
brother.
he's not sorry. He's not.
There are parts missing off your late model again.
Yeah.
Right, when they come down to the
You're gonna have to go
farm
buy
tomorrow,
those
he's gonna
parts now.
unbolt and stuff.
You're gonna get to the shop. Everything's gonna be off the car, laying on the ground or on a different car. Steve, you can bring it over to my shop if you really want to.
That's fine. I can fit in your car. No.
Are you ready for this?
Wah.
I've been waiting to do that all
I've
night.
been waiting. I've been waiting for you to do that for like an hour.
When you two stole that bus, that was hilarious.
That was a lot of fun.
When
I
you
enjoyed that.
Steve stole that bus. That was. And you took a group of people from where?
Poland.
Poland.
So I've actually I've caught a lot of flack for this.
Why?
Really?
That was a blast.
Because we missed the perfect opportunity to do a Polish victory lap.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Come on. I even did it.
Yeah, but we were in a bus with people from Poland.
I'm Polish. Why do
I
you
don't
think
care
I'm
what you are. These people live there. Like, they flew over to watch a race. There's a group of people.
And then when it rained out, wasn't it?
Yeah, the race is
out.
actually rained out, and so
July 21st, right?
it was. I don't remember which night.
do. It's
So
okay.
Kyle doesn't
there
know
was.
where most nights. No.
Yeah. But we took this bus, and it wasn't even our idea. It's Sue Deary's idea because they came. They wanted to see the races and all that, and they obviously couldn't. So it's Sue Deary's idea. Why don't we get a bus? And
Did you steal the birthday bus and go around with them?
I don't know. It wasn't. No, we first were told to steal like the one bus. Like, there's a certain bus.
Right.
We went to it. It wouldn't start. So that was a big issue. So then we had to go to like 5 other buses. We finally found one that started, and we fired the thing up and we took off. And we took these people, Steve and I did, out around the speedway and just kind of gave them a tour. And
In the drizzle.
yeah, in the drizzle while having a busload of people and not really thinking about things. Steve obviously is going to drive anything as fast as he can, and I was standing on the steps, hanging on to just the little pole that bolts into it, and we're going 45 miles an hour around the speedway in a bus, and that's clipping along pretty good. And that was when I was informed by Dan Lignell that a bus at the speedway will tip over at 45 miles an hour. So, and I looked over, and I'm hanging on to that railing.
We did that.
Yeah.
I had no outside duels.
So that was.
I hit him and blew my right front tire out.
It suddenly went from a good time to I was kind of scared because I was in the worst place for if we were going to have an issue because I was going straight out the door. But it is a lot of fun.
There are a lot of
buses
things
were
we
a
do at the
blast.
track that if we ever sat back and thought about them, we probably wouldn't do them.
Oh, yeah.
Who thinks about it?
Like getting a race car, I mean, sometimes there's...
It's.
We're good.
I don't think about it till afterwards.
Yeah. I've already. I've already seen that.
The first person to the shop, I will meet you there with a rifle.
So what has been said on the chat is Steve Rubeck said the first person to the shop gets all the stuff off of his race car. So
I'll be back. No.
I gotta go.
Oh, I'm sure you've got a...
And look at first person, my sister. I'm on my way.
She's closest, too.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna beat her there.
Her seat's gonna be in your car when you get there.
Wait, it says they get all his.
Yeah.
His, yeah.
Well, see, technically,
So
if
really-
you call it mine, it's like half Steve's because most of the stuff on there is Steve's.
So really what's going to happen is there's going to be like one bolt, a 3/4 inch bolt, like 1 inch long, sitting out front of the shop. And that's going to be it. That's all.
Yep, that's about it.
The rest of it, Steve's going, and
trying
this
to
is
think
mine,
of
and
what
this is mine, and this is mine.
I got a few parts on there.
Okay, all right. The seat?
The seat, the spindles.
Okay,
and
the steering
control
wheel?
arms,
Okay,
Steering wheel.
Okay.
Steering column.
all right. So you got a little bit then.
Technically, the chassis is SNH.
Yeah, it happens. So we're getting to the point where we start wrapping the show up here. Do you guys have some shout-outs you'd like to give?
I got to thank
Talk
all
away.
all my sponsors and my family that helped me out last year. We got Iconic Energy, great sponsor for me last year. Helped me out, kept me going. SNH Auto, K&V Hardwood Molding. You know, without those guys, I couldn't have gone out and did what I did last year. My wife for putting up with me because
That has to be
everybody
tough.
knows I'm a handful.
She deserves an award.
Now it looks like I'm gonna have to build her a car.
And
so
all
that's
you-
just one more car added.
all you
I've
do
got an
is-
extra bandit if you. I'm just saying.
We may have
And
to
I mean,
go
all
over
you
the
do,
Todds.
all you bring home to her in the wintertime are B main medals.
B mains,
That's
yeah.
that's all
I can't
you
even
can
get
do.
A real win. I mean, that doesn't even count as a win, does it? That
Oh.
just means like you're mid pack of the fast guys.
So the steering wheel is actually Steve's.
Yeah, I'm not running that steering wheel though. That steering wheel isn't there for temporary purposes. I'm not running that steering wheel.
Oh, okay.
But you know, everybody who helped me out last year, Aaron Rude, great year. I know we did some awesome racing together.
It was fun watching you
I
guys.
mean, just trading back and forth constantly.
It seemed like it was a race to who could get to first
Yes.
before the other guy. And
That's
then after that, it
exactly
was
what
like
is
game on.
who got up front first. And there was a
Yeah,
few
but even,
nights where I
even
could get
when
around
they got
them.
there,
That
though,
was
these
about
two
it.
guys, they put on a show.
Oh, yeah, they did.
They
That's
did.
what I'm
It
saying.
wasn't like Aaron ran away or Frankie ran away.
No.
It was a show.
Aaron and Frank ran away.
Yeah.
The night I ran, one of the many nights I ran third, I look up and they're taking the checker and I'm on the backstretch still. And I'm third. Going, this sucks.
But, you know, it was...
I need more ponies.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun to watch that, like, because once you two would get up front, it's like it would just keep going and going, and like if you got up front first, Aaron would get inside of you, almost get it done, not quite be able to get it done, and then like fall back in line, and then still keep on trying all race, and then it's the same way when Aaron would get up front, you do the same thing, get underneath of him, not quite be able to get it done, and like just keep on sitting there back and forth. It is a lot of fun.
Never
Yep.
wrecked each other.
No.
They just raced.
We'd bump a little bit there, other than
was
opening
all racing,
night.
man. It
Opening
was some
night
great
was
racing, too.
trying to feel each other out.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was we'd bump, we'd reset, we'd keep going.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Again, back to my family though, I got to thank my kids. My son Tristan, my daughter Evelyn, my stepson Mason.
How old are they?
Oh, geez, we got 11.
Oh man, I put you on
11,
the spot
10.
here.
Yeah.
So
Hold on, let me math here real quick.
You need to hurry up and get your racing over with because you're about to be kicked out of the seat.
Yeah, I would love if the kids jumped in, but they got to put in the work.
Okay,
The
that's
same
a
way
good.
I was. If I
Yep.
didn't put in the work, I didn't race.
There's a lot of kids these
My
days they
uncle
don't
would
have
not
to.
let me do it.
Yeah, that's smart.
So you're gonna put in the work if you want to race.
That's smart. That's
I'll buy
good.
you the toy. You figure out how to build it.
Yeah, that's a good way to go about it.
My daughter Evelyn, you know, she's come out numerous times to the racetracks, had a blast, and I want all the kids to be part of my racing.
Yeah,
It's what I love to do, and I hope they love to do it too.
I'm sure they will. It's in the family.
Don't forget that Steve Rubeck guy.
You got to thank Steve. Everybody already knows to thank Steve. Steve's the brains behind it. I'm just the nut behind the wheel.
Yeah, the linkage in between the seat and steering wheel.
Exactly.
Todd, what about you?
I got some amazing sponsors. Jessica Bilderback at Works, Kurt Jackson, NC Resources, Sandra McTiernan, Realty, Town Hall Lodge, B&B Park Bowl, Imperial Palace, Sandy's Creative Playhouse. These people are all friends of mine. They're all people I've known for a long time. They are the ones that have put their confidence in me to go out and go do something I love. I mean, and George Sparkman, Kevin Lang, Frank. Frank.
Misfit Productions.
Hold on. Relax.
Don't stab me.
Frank, Steve, the amount of help that we have as a track, we're a team. It's legitimately a team when we get to the track. It's me, Odie, Frank in the race car. Listen, you get to the track, your job is to tell me what's wrong with this car to make it faster. What can I do to make you faster? And those the way Steve, I want to say, is a ringleader of us to get us faster, to get us better, more comfortable in these cars and make us more competitive every night. It's a huge family. Misfit Productions, we're going to talk about them for a second. Listen,
just one? 1,000. You're done.
Kyle and Guy, they even threw me in to be Pit Talk TV, which Lord knows I don't like to talk.
I can't tell.
No. The picture, I got every one of my feature wins and Ashley's feature win. We got them on a wall. Because these guys, Kyle, every week, he's like, hey, I got some photos for you. Here you go, here you go. I mean, they do an amazing job. They asked me in the middle of the year, Guy was working a ton of hours. Hey, listen, you like to talk. Would you like to do Pit Talk TV? Absolutely. Let's try it. And then next thing you know, I'm doing it just about every night.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I know everybody. I know, not everybody, but I know 90% of the drivers. I know a lot of these guys' backstories because I talk to everybody. Because I say, hey, Kyle, you're coming out the first time tonight. How's everything going, buddy?
As I said, I feel like I never officially actually met you. It's just all of a sudden we were talking one time and that was it.
And that's just kind of how I am with everybody. And when I say, hey, how you doing? I legitimately care how you're doing.
Yeah.
Just like, and then that's kind of how the relationship with us started. And I helped him out with a few things when he first came in, and he's flipping upside down behind me. Todd Bridges, thank you. Anyway,
I'm on my roof right now.
Oh, this isn't good.
Wait, Frankie's upside down. I come back around. I make sure he's okay. But it's a huge family. When you get involved in it, I mean, I've created my own family is not real big in racing, so you'll never see my mom. You'll never see my family, my kids out at the track. But the people that I have at the track that I consider family, David Deary, Susie Deary, Guy, Kyle. There's a certain people that I care about when I get to the track. Jerry Guiley, DJ Smith, Angel. They're great people. And when you go through that gate, you get everything that you have to do set up, and then you want to go and see how they're doing. Hey, is there anything you need? Can I help you out?
Yeah.
What do you need this week? Hey, you need tires this week? Okay, hey, I could use a couple. Hey, DJ, you need some tires? Hey, what do you need, man? You take care of the people that you care about. And it's a huge family. I wouldn't have it any other way. And that's just my mentality, because I don't have – you have your dad that helps you.
Yeah.
He's got his uncle that helps him. They're at the track every week. I don't have that. But I have the collective family of everybody. So
yeah, that's big.
And that's important. I mean, that's huge. I mean,
and it's amazing how many people that you don't even know are willing to help you out if you are struggling.
I mean, perfect example. Richie Schinderling, he wrecks at short track, comes off the track. Steve, Frank, and I are all over at his car trying to get his car put back together. Trying to get his car.
The Kyle Shear pit break.
Yeah. Just get up and go whenever.
If you shake it more than twice. No, anyway. But you get that. You just want to help them get back on the track.
Yeah.
So we're over there. We're pulling radiator out. We're doing because it's red flag because there's somebody else flipped over. We're trying to get his car back. Just next thing you know.
Even if you don't know the guy, you still run.
Right.
There's been multiple times where I've had an issue on track, and I come into the pits and there's people working on my car. I'm like, who is that? I'm usually screaming in the car because all my crew members will take their headsets off, so I can't talk to them actually, tell them what needs to be fixed. So I'm usually just screaming, but I'm looking around and it's like there are people that I don't even know working on my car trying to help me get back out, and it's incredible.
76 lapper DJ's he had an incident on the first lap. Guy didn't even make a lap, and he's getting bounced off the front stretch.
Yeah,
he pulls in and you and I were both working looking at his car. We're the first two there. And we're like, well, let's get this is straight, okay, and then you're like, oh, he's done, and the upper air arm's bent all the way back. It's like, dude, you're done. And it's just.
I think we sent him back out for like one lap.
He ran one lap.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't drive this thing.
It was pretty bad.
But that's the thing, you know. We all work together. We're all.
Yeah.
It's a big family. I mean, I'm a short tracker guy. I'm a bandit guy. But here I'm helping late model guys. I'm helping sportsman guys because it's just a huge family. Because you know, honestly, there's so many things today's kids don't. They're not like you and I. You grew up in it.
Yep.
I grew up wanting to be in it. You know, DJ grew up being in it. And you grow up in it. And then today's kids, they got so many other things they can do just sitting their ass on a couch.
Yeah.
They don't want to go out and work on a race car.
It's really easy to sit on a couch compared to working on a race car.
Play on your phone, play on your iPad, play on your whatever. Instead of just, you know, like Frankie. Frankie had to go through the wars with Steve. Steve wasn't going to put him in a car until Frankie was ready to take the lead and say, listen, I want to work on this. I want to make this car faster. Frank put my motor together.
I want to win.
Man.
He put my motor together last year.
I wouldn't even try and put a motor together.
I don't know what I'm doing, but this guy, he goes, oh, we're going to do this. We spent 6 hours. We got the whole motor in the car running.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, we're going to do this. Oh, we don't have this. We figured out how to get everything in. We got the car together. We went out. That's lost in today's youth, unfortunately.
It is.
And
you see it up to the higher ranks, too, because, I mean, there's guys racing all the way into Cup that you probably could tell them to go get you a 3/4 inch wrench and they wouldn't know what to do.
And unfortunately, it's what sponsor you bring with you in that division.
Yeah.
Up there, well, even
but
the Silver Lace and the ARCA and stuff. It's who can you bring with you?
I was gonna say, I think it's all the way down through all the series to an extent. Right. There's guys that go out and just buy the best car that they can.
Who's got the bigger checkbook?
Yeah, exactly. Buy the best car that they can, and let's go out and we're gonna try and race it. You know.
But so like when you help DJ and I help DJ and he helps us and we help Frank and we all help each other because. Not because we have to, because we want to make sure that we're out there and we keep.
We want to race against the best, so that we can say we beat the
best. We're helping our competitors just to make them better.
Yeah,
so I don't give him my distributor, so if I don't give him my distributor, guess what? He doesn't get to qualify. He doesn't get to race that night.
Yeah,
but you know what? A, he's my teammate, so I'm gonna make sure he's out there to race. B, I want to beat the best. Just like you said.
If you win a feature and there's nobody else in it,
the
then
61 and the 9 aren't out there, and I win a feature. What's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
So who'd I beat?
Yep, I agree.
And we're all a big team. We all want to help each other. Now let's not say that there's a few guys that we don't want to really help. But like in our division, in the short tracker division, everybody owns their own car except one guy.
Yeah. And
it's very evident who owns their own cars and who doesn't by the way they race. In the late models, it's pretty much the same deal.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can't think of anybody that, in the late models at least, has a ride, and that's it. Yeah, there's maybe one or two, but even then, they're still working on it. Yeah.
But I want to say from like the mid part of the season until the end of the year, everybody had a lot more respect for each other. The racing was awesome.
Yeah.
It really was. Some of the side-by-side stuff was incredible. And the way guys, I mean, they're all on the same tire. They're all stupid fast now. But there wasn't anybody, except for one night when DJ got moved. But anyway.
Oh, he walked out. He didn't get to hear it.
He didn't get to hear it. That's all right. But for the most part, I mean, the respect, and that's another thing. You got to have respect for who you're racing against. Listen, I had a Bandit that was stupid fast. Okay. But that doesn't mean I need to run over everybody every night on the first lap to get to the front.
Yeah.
Frankie had a short tracker that, I mean, the guy ran 15 nights, and his worst finish was second.
It's a rough season.
Yeah, I mean, hard season, man.
If you ain't first, you're last. You know?
He won 7
first
features.
Loser a lot.
He finished second 8 times. He had 12 fast times. I mean, he won 7 heat races. But you know what? He didn't run anybody over on the first lap. He didn't have to.
Yeah. And he could take his time.
It was
and
nice
that respect,
being able to buy your time.
And that respect with everybody, and that was in most divisions. That's that respect, and that's going to keep guys wanting to keep coming back and keep racing. And because if we don't, if it's like Steve said when I did the Pit Talk TV at the end of the year, and Steve said if we don't all work together and try to all help each other,
there's going to be nothing left. Yep. There's gonna be nothing left.
we
No
need
more
to
show to
push
put
it.
on.
We're gonna go by
going.
Rock. We're gonna go by 173 in Forest Hills and look at a shopping center.
And I hope that never happens.
I hope that never happens in my lifetime, your lifetime, or anybody's lifetime.
I hope that I can have kids,
keep
and
racing.
in 50 years they're still going there.
Right,
Yep.
exactly.
That's a perfect case scenario.
We're still chasing each
because
other around.
those, right, exactly. You know, and that's what it comes down to. Because unfortunately, with all the different things that are going on that people can do now, it's just they're just not coming to racing. And I wish they would, because I mean we sell out at the figure eight bus. The figure eight trailer race. We saw the trailer race. We saw the boat race. The following weeks after that, we got nobody in the stands. One of the best races I saw all year was the Roadrunner race. Austin Fowler, Justin Wagner.
It was like the whole
Beverly,
field was side by side the whole race.
18 laps they ran nose to tail for 18 laps.
I remember that. That was awesome to watch.
That was on a boat race night.
Yeah.
And everybody's worried about the boat race, but that was the best race of the year.
Yep.
Hands down. It wasn't even close. There's nights that him and Aaron are side by side, and the last 10 laps they're trading
back and forth
racing,
constantly.
Man.
Yep.
That's what I want to see.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what you want to see.
It is.
But unfortunately, that's not what everybody else wants to see.
They like seeing the wrecks.
They want to see us pile into turn 2, 7 of us pile in there, and there's carnage everywhere.
Oh yeah.
It's different though when they have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And they
I
have
mean,
no idea what that costs with 7.
I have
only the
still.
lack of sleep
I'll be
and the
honest.
money.
I have still been guilty of going to a racetrack, seeing a wreck, and being like, "Oh, that was awesome!" Like, even though I know everything that goes into it, but like, there's still like that part of me, like, you just want to go see it. It's a train wreck.
Right.
You want to see how bad it is, but should you really want to? Probably not. You know,
when you see a guy go up on the billboards and he rides the billboards halfway around in 1
Yeah.
and 2, and you're like, okay, and then he comes off the billboards, you go, oh, that was expensive.
Yeah.
Put your
Matt
oil
Lumberg
pans
did
back
that
there in one.
at short track. I mean, he comes off the billboards, and he was good until he came off the billboards, and then you bent everything on the front end.
Yeah.
I mean, and you being in it, you know exactly.
Oh yeah. That's like when a fan
flipping over. I mean,
when a fan tells me that, you know, my favorite part are the wrecks, I still sit there and go, I mean, I can't say that's my favorite part, but sometimes like there are wrecks, like, yeah, you want to see them. Doesn't matter what track it is. Like, it's like, wow, that was something right there. You know, like, it's not that you want to see it, but you know, like what you just watched was just insane. You know,
my rollover. I watch your guys' video all the time. You see me.
I
get
did
out
that.
and you can't see my head because my head's going so fast because I'm so mad. It looks like just this white blur.
trying to figure out, hey, what?
Like, I'm mad, I'm yelling, and then my fire extinguisher rolls down the track, and I pick it up and put out my own fire and continue yelling.
Oh man, that's great.
But that's where, you know, like I said, the group of guys that are at the track that are helping each other. I mean, that's and the friendships you get from that too. I mean,
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I talk to DJ and Angel all the time.
Yep.
You know, it's not race season, but we talk all the time. I talk to Frankie almost at least two, 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And it's not that we see each other every day, but we talk all the time about racing. Hey, how's things going with you? How's Tiff? How's the kids? You know?
Yeah.
It's not just about racing all the time. It's the friendships you create with them.
Yep.
Until DJ takes you out online at Bristol.
Oh. Is this some video game?
It's just a game, boys. It's
me
just a
and
game.
DJ.
No,
do
it's
a
not.
race
It's pretty
online.
serious. I mean,
I'm
video
sorry,
game.
I'm in the shop working a race course. My bad.
Hey, this is at nighttime.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be sleeping.
Way late, like 10 o'clock, right?
Sleep's overrated,
Past
kids.
that.
So, all right, guys, we got to start wrapping it up here. Outside the Fence would like to thank Frank and Todd for being on the show today. A big thanks to all of our sponsors for tonight's show: Left-Hander Chassis, Left Turn Transport, Jim Olson Collision, Power Source, and Designs by K. And, of course, the Dearies at Rockford Speedway. Without them, we would not have a place to go racing or make any of these memories that made tonight's show possible. So thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you
Thanks,
guys for having
Kyle.
us.
Appreciate it. Kyle Adams, thank you very much, buddy.
Yep, big thank you to Misfit Productions and Pit Talk
By the way,
TV for putting this on.
Tomorrow night we have the banquet at Rockford.
Oh,
Speedway.
yeah, that's right. The
Yes,
banquet is
Rockford
tomorrow
Speedway
night.
banquet.
FYI,
The host for the banquet is sitting right there.
Miss Susie Deary asked me a couple months ago to be the MC. I've put a lot of heart and soul into it. I hope everybody has a great time tomorrow night.
Do you have a tuxedo T-shirt?
I want to be able to get into the banquet, so no, I don't. I actually have a suit.
Oh,
but
man.
It'll be a good time. Listen, it's a great time when everybody gets to see all the people they haven't seen since basically Short Track, or if you went up to Oktoberfest. You get to see a lot of your buddies that you haven't seen.
Yeah.
And because, like I said, it's like every week you get to go see your friends.
Yeah.
It's like every Saturday night I get to go see my friends that I haven't seen all week. And, hey, how's this going? And then next thing you know, you're talking about racing. And
Yeah. You catch up real quick, and it's back to racing.
Right, so.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. And I think that's going to be it for the night. You guys have a great one.